Start stream. Headset on. Rewind to the beginning. Alright. Let's see right here. I gotta turn on my phone before I do anything. Fuck, of course there's an IGN logo in the bottom of this, but that's okay though. That's alright. I don't think it was gonna dispute that Skid was the very first one to put out any Elden Ring content. I don't think so. As soon as my phone activates, we'll get this show rocking and rolling. I just gotta post a little something to my Discord server. This is just gonna be a stream. I'm just gonna be talking about Elden Ring. If I had some fucking jams going. Hold on. There we go. I listen to that on loop all the time. Doom was one of the fucking best. He had some great instrumentals. But that's not what the stream's about. It's not about Skid's crappy music taste. I guess y'all have to let me know if I start like humming along to the beat or if I start rhyming out of time or something. Let's see. There's my own stream. I was letting my phone charge, so I turned it off. Let me know if the music's too loud though. I can turn it down. I will turn it right the fuck down so you can hear my dulcet tones. Share, copy link. Where's my itty bitty Discord server? There it is. Come on. Come on, baby. Wake up. I know that you're like 14 years old now. This phone's ancient. But it hasn't failed me completely yet. It's nearly melted down in my hands once, but it's never completely failed me. And paste, and now everyone knows that I'm making a fool of myself on the internet again. Great. Alright. Live. Hey. Jesus. Slays. Welcome. Let me see how loud this is in OBS, actually. It's not too bad. Once we get a few more people, I'll start looking at this, because I don't want anyone to, like, pop in and be like, oh wait, no, go back, I just got here. Yeah, guys, hello, how are you doing today? I hope you all liked the VR Bloodborne video if you've watched it. I had fun making it. And, it's pretty brutal. I got handed to Blade and Sorcery, like, in conjunction with the Bloodborne weapons. That shit is ridiculous. Hey Alan, see bro finally completes transformation to a completely rotund being. Let's see. Maybe want to go get Blade and Sorcery, but I don't have a VR set. Yeah, you have to have a VR headset to play Blade. Hey Mountain Maker. It's your first time watching it? No, I watched it one time on my lunch break when I uploaded that, well I call it a lunch break, but it was like 2:30. When I uploaded the Bloodborne video, I watched this. So I've only seen it once, but I did see some shit. We got like 11 people now. I'm gonna be reading chat, see if you guys have spotted anything that I've missed. I'm just gonna be like, mostly I'm gonna be looking for things from the past couple games, anything new. So if this is your first time watching it, don't watch it here. This is gonna be incredibly frustrating. Let's get started. And I'm gonna have the volume off, that way you don't have to hear fucking discount Vedi video, you'll just hear discount critical. So we've got one of the Trees of Valinor, aka a Berserk reference. And the game looks a lot better than any build that we've seen so far. You've got your bonfire. And they have these little like ley lines that pop up that show you where to go. That's pretty fucking neat. I've been told if you can only use the horse when you're in single player. If you want to summon or get invaded or anything like that, you can't use the horse. The horse is a no-go. And there's the carriages that have been like every single trailer so far. Miyazaki is proud of that. That's gotta be like a child. Like his kids are gonna have like a little toy model. This is the interesting part. So you got just a bunch of shit-ass dead dudes hanging out, then whoa bam, baby Midir shows up to ruin the day. And it looks a lot like the Lothric dragons It looks a fucking lot like them. I guess this is like where its eggs are. And it looks so much like Midir with a lot of its animation. Like, look at this. It looks just like something Midir does. Now the magic in this, as you're gonna notice, the magic looks almost as good as it did in the Demon Souls remake that Bluepoint did. It looks really good. The dragon's lower jaw phased through its face. Another Midir animation. And if you watch the character get up after being knocked down in this, I'm gonna go back already. Let's see where to get knocked down. You can see it's the Dark Souls 3 recovery roll. Just watch the fucking protagonist here. Like that, Dark Souls 3 recovery roll. That's the Dark Souls, that's when you have a shield up and you get hit with a really big attack. He holds up L1 and gets knocked back almost the same way as DS3. And then he does this little attack for like 5 damage probably. And so Baby Midir comes back at him again. And he has the same kind of riposte animation as Midir too, all the way up to this. And they might change this, I don't know, that's not a really big deal, that's something I've noticed. The more I see about Elden Ring, the more I think Dark Souls 3 was just like the pre-alpha beta test for Elden Ring. Now this part right here is like the best part of the trailer. This is what everyone's talking about right now. Forget about the gameplay, forget about the graphics, the music, the lore. This is it. Siegmeyer the pothead here. He's got one of the trees of Valinor on his little seal. Yeah, this is the darling of Elden Ring now. This is everyone's favorite thing. I can't blame him. I thought originally it was going to be a guy trapped inside the pot. I did not realize the pot was the NPC itself. So your character switches off of the basic straight sword from Dark Souls 3 to the Great Club. And you go ahead and just give old Siegmeyer a good old spanking here. A real whooping. He flies out. The animation is a little bit different than DS3, but it's really similar. I'm the club, I mean. The cloak reminds me of the Herald stuff, but better. He does the, you know, I had to do it to him anime pose every character does. And of course everyone likes him, he's lovable, he's sweet, charming. My lust for this character outweighs the stars. It's just such a great character, and they've only shown like a minute of him. It's awesome. I'll go ahead and pause it. Look through the chat. Yeah, where are we going? Hey Emil. And hey Midge. I'm the embodiment of... Oh, Frantic wants to get in here. Looks beautiful. Active poise makes my cock so soft. Furry Midir. Play the audio. I don't want to play the audio because the whole time it's gonna be, you know, diet version of VadiVidia talking while I'm trying to talk, and it's just gonna get people fucked up, so I'm not gonna do it. Spells look wild. Yeah, it does also look like a Skyrim dragon, I guess, doesn't it? Help me tarnished. Help me step tarnished. I'm stuck. Oh, where is it? I want to find where's it right here? Oh, help! Could you help me, step tarnished? I'm stuck. What are you doing, step? Oh. That was quite a pickle. Quite the pickle indeed. Lion Fist Alexander. Yeah, his name's Alexander. Anime women. Yeah, this looks really nice. This is really... Like, Elden Ring looks like Dark Souls 4 Breath of the Wild edition, and I'm really jazzed about it. Anytime I say anything like that, if I talk about reused assets or this is Dark Souls 4, I'm not saying in a derogatory way. People online look for things to be pissed off about, so they think I'm talking shit. I'm not. This looks great. This looks like it's going to be a ton of fun to adventure through with my friends. You got the trees of Valinor here, you've got the Disney castle, and all this crap all around to explore. It looks great. Even if it is just straight up Dark Souls 4 Open World Edition, I'm really looking forward to it. I like it. Something else I like is how colorful the characters' outfits are this time around. Not to say that there haven't been those in past Souls games, but they really outdid themselves with the outfits in this game. Let's see. Praise the soup. Time for soup. I didn't see any feet, so I'm sad. There are feet. We have confirmed feet. They're like really late, like 30, well, in the regular thing, like 30 minutes, and so I'm guessing there's somewhere in here, but there are feet. And the Valkyrie type lady with the prosthetic hand, she has feet. She has prosthetic feet, so, you know, if you never like got your rocks off to the plain dole in Bloodborne because you couldn't see your feet, here's your chance. This chick's got like porcelain feet and arm. Anyway, we're gonna keep on watching this. Yeah, this looks great. This definitely looks like a more recent build than what they've shown in the past. It looks way better. That was a big complaint even like Vaddy had. Even Vaddy complained that the game looked too much like the DS3 engine, but with this trailer it looks like they've definitely upped it. And there's actually a map. I think that is absolutely nuts that there's a map. For good old Miyazaki-san to add a map to his game, it must be immense, because that man does not like showing his players anything. So this is a pretty big deal, there being a map to explore. And being able to like put waypoints and see where you're going. That's crazy. It looks like you're gonna unlock different pieces of it as you go. But the map thing is just crazy. That's one of the things that has actually like kind of surprised me. They wouldn't add if it wasn't necessary though. From Software is all about having the player explore, and then beating the shit out of them for exploring, and then rewarding them for learning how to not get the shit beat out of them while exploring. I need pot armor. I must be the pothead. Here's more of the traversal system that they've shown off a lot. They're really proud of this animation. Player character ran past like 3 items, but you know, other than that, you got a cute little Billy Goat double jump along with that too. Yeah, whenever you're playing in co-op, apparently you're not gonna be able to use your horse or horses, so you're gonna be on foot. But that suits me just fine. I think that's gonna make it even more fun. A man's playing with fire, riding right through lightning. Literally riding the lightning. And it looks like there's gonna be like dynamic weather and stuff in different regions, a lot of wildlife. And so this is some kind of like Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor style like Uruk camp, except it's got one of those big ass wagons those creepy things have been dragging all over the place. But fortunately for our bold fucking protagonist here, he knows how to craft. That's something new to the game. We can actually craft things like trank arrows, fire arrows. And you can spend a little bit of time just looking through some of this. Like all these things. So there's gonna be hunting, found by hunting beasts, hunting birds, lilies. So you're gonna have to like explore the open world and hunt and find things, hunter-gatherer type stuff. You're gonna start, you know, you're gonna start gathering berries, lose the ability to use your thumbs, start walking around on your knuckles, you know. Use the Great Club exclusively. Only speak in Unga Bunga. Yeah, there's crafting and apparently foraging, so that's pretty cool. And thanks for stopping by, Waffles. The Esters honestly love grays and silvers. Yeah, I think it was meant to be that way, but that doesn't change the fact the color palette in DS3 for the most part was pretty boring. Fashion makes me moist. Oh yeah. This is a gorgeous looking map too. Huge interconnected world. This is not my Dark Souls. Like interconnected world? Yeah. Dark Souls 1 was by far probably the most interconnected out of all of them. It was crazy. Dark Souls 2, not so much. Bloodborne, you know, kind of, yeah. Yeah, Bloodborne was pretty good. Bloodborne was pretty good about the connectivity. There's a lot of shortcuts that lead way back to other places. DS3, no, not really. Not really many. Well, our boy Patches returns. I don't think we've seen him yet. If I'm not mistaken, we've seen the Blue Moon Sword already, but not Patches. And there's also the swamp level that you fought the dragon in earlier, so there's a swamp level. Now we're just missing... No, we've actually got some of the essentials. We've got the Blue Moon Sword, we've got Bare Feet, and we've got swamp level. Next is Patches and Dead Babies. We'll have the full Miyazaki spread. How can I acquire the thumbnail? It's glorious. Did you make it? I did. Go to my Twitter page, just look up my name on Twitter and it's on there. It's got like 5 likes. I think this will turn out to be Miyazaki's one and done full-on story-driven masterpiece. Yeah, alright, but yeah, I need to get your leveling over here, memory slots, so... You've got your attunement slots, discovery I guess is like luck, you've got poise, equip load, all of the stats. The stats are pretty much the same as they have been. I guess runes are your blood echoes, souls. I guess they're called runes this time around. They can never make their mind up. It's gotta be something different every time. Yeah, that's something I didn't realize until we paused it right here, was that you hunted, but that's cool. Crafting, hunting. I mean, if it's fishing, I've got my game for life. I've seen big hats already. I love big hats. I've seen some fat characters. Like, it's basically a game made for me. They just need to add fishing and it'll be it. And we see some like Sekiro stealth here. The stealth animation is straight out of Sekiro. I think that's actually a new backstab animation. This is the sword that functions the same as the old wolf sword. So he knocks this guy down, DS3 riposte animation. Again, nothing wrong with it. And so we've got some fucking torch hollow coming after him. And I think right here he uses the old wolf weapon art. I think we see him use it. It's been updated. And it looks like they ripped an animation from Convergence. Yeah. It's like they blended it. It's got like the old wolf weapon art combined with a teleport from the Convergence mod. And then there's the jump that's brand new. That's gonna take some getting used to. Like, I'm gonna look at this right here. Like, I'm gonna fight these guys and do all this cool stuff. But I'm gonna look at this and be like, oh fuck. Now how do I get up here? What's the jump puzzle? Do I have to get on top of the wagon and drop down? Like, what do I do? I'm gonna completely forget I can jump this time. There's a Bloodborne chest animation. DS3 grab. No, Bloodborne. That was a Bloodborne grab. And so this time, if you just didn't have an easy enough time summoning people, you can now also summon AI to come help you. And this guy just goes ahead and brings up some of the goblins from Goblin Slayer to fucking turbo molest the shit-ass dead dudes. These guys look like the forerunners of the Cyan Knights in Dark Souls 2. Now that's something new. I don't think I've seen that before. Hold on. It's like, almost like Blades of Mercy animation on this jump attack. There's the DS3 riposte again. The blood looks good this time. I want to go back. Yeah, look at that. The blood actually like splatters and spreads. It's not like... Yeah, right there, look. It spreads out a little bit. It actually looks like blood and not like grease, like in DS3. But it's also not over the top like Bloodborne, so... Blood's nice. I might actually leave it on this time. And look at this fashion. Oh, there's another NPC over here. You've got like some kind of mage sitting over here. This looks really pretty. I like this, but there's different weathers, different times of day. I really like that. It's gonna make for some really great screenshots in different scenarios. Later on in the trailer, they make a bit more of a big deal about the lighting mattering. But look at this fashion. It looks like the, one of the very first armor sets they added to Destiny 2. The blue one with all of like the little fucking like Victoria's Secret embroidery all over it. And here we go, our first look at a gang squad, essentially. You got your bonfire on the right. You got straight up the I think this originally came out in DS2. This is the one you got from Binhart in DS2. So we see some Binhart DNA in the game. Yeah, that's my takeaway. I think this, I'm almost certain this is like hurrah or joy. But I know you got it from Binhart in DS2 and it may return in DS3. I wonder what mimics will be like. I hope they add those ladder mimics that guy drew. Twin Blades are coming back, yes. Yeah, Twin Blades are back in the game. I forgot about that. I'm glad you like the thumbnail. Culmination of all the things they've moved before. All the things they've made before and more. Yeah. My only thing is the changes to roll spam and stamina management in PvP. I don't think so. That's not going to change, I don't think, because from what I've seen of the combat, it's not sped up. Like, it's still like Dark Souls 1 PvP on cocaine. Like, it's a fusion of the Bloodborne fast-paced stuff with the Dark Souls formula. So I don't think stamina is going to get that big of a change. I hope they fix their latency issues. That's what I hope. Wagon mimics. The gank spell. Hope they have different dragon morphs. There is a boss later on that uses a dragon form type thing, so I can only imagine we're gonna get something. I feel like I could just derp off in the woods and live a simpler life in Elden Ring. Oh, just get ready. You could probably live in the woods, but you won't be able to derp off. Just give it a second. So we see Hrothgar, son of Bothvar, descendant of Edgar, take off across the bridge. We see the brand new host not knowing if this will kill him or not. There's the wave animation from DS3. And this dude's playing as like a spell sword this time around. He skips an item on his right, which makes me want to fucking rip my pubic hair out. So yeah, you can live in the woods. You can sneak around and just do your thing in the woods, but there are these giant... Like, what is that? Hold on. You guys probably won't be able to see it well because of the 720p, but I can see pretty well. Let me see. It's a giant spaghetti monster. It's actually it. Like, the Pastafarians are gonna have a ball with this one. The blanket reminds me of the Blinky demons from Bloodborne. The beast you fight in like Old Yarnum and the Ailing Loran chalices. It's not that, like, it's just a blanket draped over some monstrosity, but they've got like a lot of oodles of noodles just hanging out right here. The oodles of noodles, the kit and caboodle. Alright. Yeah, these things are just wandering around the forest, so... And this is just the stealth. I don't know how the, like, they didn't really show what happens if an enemy looks at you while you're in stealth. I guess maybe it just makes the noise reduction less so. Like, they won't hear you from as far away. I feel like if they look right at you, you're gonna be boned. I think that's a new animation. And here we have Gyobu Masataka Oniwa from Sekiro, but this time in Havel armor. That's straight up what this is. I didn't really think about it the first time, but this is, oh, look at that. Hold on. I want to talk about two things. One thing, this being Gyobu. He's the guy, in the castle. He has that really cool line, at least in English. The other ones he doesn't. But he, like, rides out of the gate. My name is Gyobu Masataka Oniwa. As I breathe, you will not pass the castle gate. I think I was in such awe of him yelling that with such ferocity. I think I died the first time just because I was so impressed with the voice actor. Man couldn't speak for a week, probably. Binhart final boss confirmed. I can only hope so. Bonfire mimics, grace mimics. Yeah, the bonfires this time are called places of grace or something. That sounds like a Methodist church that you would see somewhere in the Bible Belt. Place of Grace, Methodist Church, or Baptist Church, Lutheran, it doesn't matter really. It sounds like a church. You know, one of the ones that's like for like convicts and drug addicts. Not like a normal church, it's got like the hard luck type people. Place of Grace. Friendly Summon Mimic, Fog Wall Mimic. Stealth Ring. Those enemies look like the things from Old Yarnum. That's what I said. Holy shit, it really is Gyobu. You're either a my name is... See, I really like the Japanese version of Gyobu, but I can't get over... I can't get over the English voice actor. Like, he did such a good job. But yeah, this is just a good old Gyobu. If you played Sekiro, you already recognize this guy from his animations. And just how tall he is. It's like they use the same model. There's something I wanted to pause, I forgot about. I got so wrapped up talking about Sekiro. Whenever you cast a spell in this game, there's a tell to it. There's this little emblem that pops up. It's like House Crest. I saw it a couple different times, but this is the first one. This is the first time it happens. But the magic looks good. The magic looks like it's gonna be really nice. Like, as good as the Demon Souls remake from Bluepoint, maybe. Maybe not quite. It's close. I can't decide. Yeah, look at this. This is like some Bloodborne Eldritch magic. He, of course, doesn't stun the boss for shit, but... This is some of that red lightning that we saw from the, Oh yeah, look right there! You can see that guy using a dragon spell. Alright, a couple things. This dude's using this red lightning, we see a dragon use one of the other trailers, and then you see this dude using the dragon form. It's like I said, like I was saying before, it makes me feel like Dark Souls 3 was the pre-alpha beta test of this game, because look at this. Dark Souls 3's dragon head stone doesn't have anything on this, look. Every time I see more gameplays, more stuff about Elden Ring, I just keep thinking that like Dark Souls 3 was practice. Now that's just a Soul stream. And there again, it's like a better Soul stream, like they were just kind of testing it the first time around. And this is the real deal. Now that Death Star laser, it looked like it stunned the boss, so that's cool. You got these sideways graves. I wonder how fall damage is going to be, because like, there's a Dark Souls 3 rule. Because it looks like the player's really wild and loose with how he manages, like, the fall damage, so I wonder if it's just not going to be a thing. Because Dark Souls 3 was, really punishing on the fall damage. Like, if you trip, like you fall like a foot, you better count that 10 HP damage. You might have twisted an ankle. I think this is my favorite environment in the entire trailer, because I loved the catacombs in Dark Souls 1, they were my favorite area. And so seeing this, like there are just like all these catacombs underneath the lands in between, I love it. We have a skeleton animation from Dark Souls 3, all the way up to like the head pat with the buckler, making sure that his brain stem and everything's on right. Check this out. Even pats his head like at the ones in DS3. It's awesome. I'm gonna pause this really quick. I love how one boss is just a Madeira copy, there's a copy of the Sekiro boss. Gaming PC or scalped PS5, both are good. Doom killed the fuck out of this instrumental. Doom always had good instrumentals. The man had good taste. That's a Cinder spell. That sells that I'm playing a mage. Reminds me of the spell Aldrich uses. That's true. I'm guessing there's no poise in this game, so PvP will be asked. There is poise. Where are we at? We're at like 10:21. We can come back to this. Where's the part where he looks over the camp? Right here. Let's see. So he goes to craft some arrows right here, right? He goes into his menu. Because there's gonna be hunting and gathering, apparently. We've already talked about this. You can watch the stream VOD. But he goes to craft some arrows, some sleepy time arrows for the enemies. And you can actually see his poise is at root and toot and 0 because he's a mage or a stealth build of some kind. So there's equip load and there is poise. Now how it functions, if it's like a measure of your hyper armor, if you're actually going to be able to face tank things like in the days of yore, we don't know. Maybe we'll see something about it as we watch this. I haven't like... This is sort of Skid's deep dive into the trailer, just looking at everything. I'm gonna probably put this up as a video tomorrow, so you can go back and look at it then. Hold on. We've got this really... These remind me of the machetes in Dark Souls 2 in the old Iron Keep, but really big. And these skeletons have something funky going on with them. I can't really tell what, but they've got some kind of magic on them. Might mean that they... Oh, I know what that means. It's like in Dark Souls 3 when they come back twice. You know, Sekiro, skeletons die twice. That's what these look like. They're glowing white, so I guess you have to kill them twice. If they're glowing white, it means they're white, and you're gonna have to kill them twice. And so here we're getting guided through the tomb by some guy using the mannequin claws, I guess. And this is what all the edge masters are gonna use. This fucking... You've got two different types of players here. You've got this guy who's dressed in like the BDSM gear using claws, and then you have Edge Master G wearing the long cloak. I bet that's the type of stuff that you like right here. I bet this is how you have to get certain ingredients. You have to like go into dungeons and dangerous areas and pick these to use certain ingredients. And over here there's a trap. Looks like a classic DS dart trap. The triple skeleton surprise axe later in the trailer is definitely going to be my main. So we have sorcery, miracles, pyromancies, arcane, and other type. I don't know. I don't have those answers. I've not been approved to play the game early. I've not been invited anything. I'm learning with all of you. I have no idea. I'm a small fry. I don't have any more information. Arcane's related to attunement, that's... yeah. This looks dope. I love these catacombs. They're like a classic thing. Every time I play in them, it reminds me of way back when I was a little man playing Oblivion, listening to Metallica as I went through the Iliad ruins. Sid's Fortress 2. Can't wait to put hentai on my cape. Oh yeah, definitely. I can't wait to mod this and just add anime women to everything I have. Hope there's a karate weapon. I mean, this guy's got the mannequin claws, or just like the regular claws on, so I'd imagine there's gonna be some kind of fist weapon. And illusionary walls are confirmed. Nice. There's another ingredient on the ground. I thought, like, for sure this was gonna be a mimic. But if you look, this is straight up a Dark Souls 3 chest. Look, even the chain. I wonder if that's gonna be the exact same, like if the mimics are gonna be like the ones in DS where you tell if the chain is straightened out or curled. I wonder. Because, I mean, this is exactly the same model as the DS3 chests. The animation's also the same. Oh, and there's the jump for joy. Out of DS3, yet again. They didn't show you what you get here, but, you know. Here's the place of grace. Your character's rested here, popping a squat, maybe thinking about roasting some s'mores. And I'm comes this generation's waifu. Now she's got shoes on. We've confirmed. I'm incredibly sorry. Like, I'd like to pause right here and apologize to everyone that's watching the stream. She does not have bare feet. I know. Dark Souls Firekeeper with no bare feet. I get it. I understand. I know the rage. I understand the outrage. Miyazaki's probably got people trying to burn his house down, you know, with the torches and pitchforks and stuff. But you know, just keep it calm here. This is a calm place. Yeah, now like I said, there are bare female feet. Miyazaki has not completely forsaken everyone, but for some reason, unforsaken reason he's put shoes on the waifu. I don't get it. Let's see. Covenants confirmed. I've seen different colored summons, so maybe. Pretty sure I didn't get in the network test. I probably didn't. Man, kissing flaws. The cloak cape thing he's wearing is really cool. I see Edgemaster McGillicuddy has already decided on his fashion choice. Top 10 anime betrayals. If she is smuggling the bakery, I'm not interested. If she isn't like trying to sneak 2 entire smoked hams in the back of her robe, I don't care. First he forces the feet of pawns, now he won't give them back. More support win. I don't like the idea of footwear. A mod where the keeper's feet are shown. Someone's gonna make a bare feet mod. I mean, I would get it. Just because this is wrong. This is the longest I've talked about anything in this so far. This isn't right. Not right. I'm not happy about it. I'm disgusted. My day is ruined. I will be suing From Software and maybe killing Miyazaki IRL. Maybe. Yeah, but yeah, definitely gonna have to have a barefoot mod for that one. I won't feel like I'm getting my soul's experience. She's really reminiscent of the Emerald Herald. Right here. Miyazaki was like, oh yeah, that really cool NPC from that game I didn't really like have full control over. Yeah, let's do that again. Let's also fuck up one side of her face. Can we do that? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. We'll give her like this weird kind of like hickey mark over her eye. Yeah. So, there's the waifu this time around. Emerald Herald 2.0, except I kind of like Shen a lot better, but it's me. Look at this. It's like better Lothric Castle. And this is on par, I think, with graphic fidelity with the Demon Souls remake. At least this fucking scene of walking up to this. This looks really nice. Absolutely livid, yeah. Oh, there's a place of grace, so I guess they expect you to die right upon getting here. A mod where all the bosses are barefoot. No shoes playthrough? Oh, always. Yeah, like if no one else does it, I will, because I know a little bit about modding, and I will make the Firekeeper barefoot. It will happen. And so we've got old man Cobblepot in here. We've got creepy Lester sitting in the corner. And he's got that classic Patches Pate thing where he tells you like, oh, you could go that way, but I don't think I would. If this guy came up like talking to me without moving any of his body but his head, he'd catch these hardened old hands. I would run hands with Father Esteban. I think I trust him. Isn't that like, hold on. Is that not a face you would trust? I think so. I think that's like a holly jolly happy old man that would never do anything to harm me. I would trust him. I would bend over to tie my shoes right in front of him. This is hashtag not my dark soul. Even after all these years, even in the land between the modern era, night is still banned worldwide. $60 used to get you 10-15 pairs of feet. Yeah, it's like, I have to justify my purchase by the number of feet in the game. Like, I love, like, I don't know, you're kind of lowballing me here with just 8 barefooted women. I mean, like this other game, like Code Vein has at least 30, and it's only $40. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of feel like I'm getting shafted. You know, like negotiate and barter, haggle, dicker your way into getting a better price. What if you were to pay for the collector's edition? If I pay for the collector's edition, I want Miyazaki to come here and kick me in the face personally for how much that costs. DS remake really raised everyone's bar to 100. Best looking game I've ever seen with RDR2, I'd say. But yeah, you get a nice little bit of NPC dialogue. And Proteus here decides to run outside and not listen to Lester. And as soon as the gate opens, he gets molested. I think God himself cast down some arrows. Oh, there's like a trebuchet, a bunch of arrows up there. Yes, now the guy's like, okay, maybe he was on to something here. He's got this alternate route. Just jumping, and he skips another item. It's driving me up a wall as he goes up this wall. Ooh. Dude, look at that, the fucking skeleton surprise. The bone boogaloo. I like the NPC, like, he looks like he's like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh, he's dead. That's pretty sick, I won't lie. Oh, and there's the generic polearm from DS3. I think it's just called a halberd. Or maybe the lucerne, I can't remember. I don't know, I can't remember what it's called in Souls 3. These guys look like what Gale was originally meant to be, don't they? Like, I know it's not, this isn't like a tie into the Souls universe, but this looks like what Gale was. A slave knight. It fits with slave knight stuff. They're kind of like stuck out here looking the, stuck over the pit of Tartarus here, just having to like wax their carrot to keep themselves amused till they get killed by the protagonist. And even though I don't have the audio playing, apparently light is going to be a big deal, or a bigger deal in this, so just get ready to turn your gamma up when you go into dungeons, unless you want to hold a torch out for the immersion factor. Feat tier list win? I made one. If you look up my channel name in the Dark Souls foot tier list, I made one about 3 days ago, I think, or maybe it was last week. I don't know. We concisely and objectively rated all the feat in Dark Souls, so that's done. Foot tier list done. I think the top 3 were Freda, the Maiden in Black, and Smo, I think. Should have rolled the arrows, you know, like in Demon Souls. In Latria. Necromancy playthrough. Actually, Lucerne, that's what I thought it was. This is gonna be the greatest game of all time. You might be onto something. Is this game gonna have poise? Yes, I think like 5 people have asked. Yes, the game is gonna have poise. Now, is it gonna be like Dark Souls 3 poise, where it's a measure of your hyper armor? Or is it gonna actually be poise like Dark Souls 1? We don't know. I've not seen this guy face tank anything yet. I've not seen any of the characters they've played face tank anything. But none of them have been wearing heavy armor. There's a little fucking bow animation from DS. Look at this walk. This walk animation is just straight DS. Great. So yeah, lightning's gonna be a big deal if you don't want to fall to your death. But I think he gets prison shanked. Yep. So the same old BS. Miyazaki, like, this is a statement from Miyazaki himself. He's like, yes, I will still sucker punch you for trying to explore. Get ready for it, bitch. Another when we ranked Smo. Smo is a solid S tier Dark Souls waifu. Did you include the Valkyrie's metal feet? No, because we didn't know that she had metal feet when I made the list, or she might have gotten like B tier, maybe. I saw a Reddit thread saying poise was passive, but you know, dude, trust me. Maiden in Black remastered, rewired my entire sexual attraction with those dirty dogs. She like changed his perception of what sexuality could be. There's no longer male or female, gay or straight, it's only Maiden in Black feet. Nothing else will do. So there's some kind of, like, what is that? It looks like something my dog would cough up. I can't tell what this abomination is. Like, there's a lot of arms coming out, and it looks like a blob from the, like, the depths or something. I can't tell what this is. It's colored like a badger. I really don't know. Like, I'm guessing someone in this castle fired one off into the toilet and flushed it, and this is the homunculi that formed. Like, I've got no idea. But Sekiro here is gonna go beat up this guy, this hard time losing man. Guy's not bothering him a bit. So all the Gales are dead. You see him Dark Souls 3 jogging through the level. Like I'm just flaunting the fact he can jump in everyone's face. This character's smug aura taunts me. I don't like him. There's a tree of Valinor again. Whoever that thing is, I just call the Wand of Nope. These levels do look incredibly complex. They look great. They're gonna take so long to explore. Oh yeah, look at this, Big Hat Logan 2.0. I'm a really big fan of big hats. I think bigger the hat, the bigger the man. And the amount of big hats I've seen in this game has impressed me. Miyazaki heard me. Before From Software forgot that I existed when my channel died off, they heard me talking about wanting big hats. So yeah, Big Hat Logan's here and he just kind of gives you some fortune cookie advice. Or if Pot Bro has an armor set, I hope so. I hope that, like, you know the old cartoons when there was like a drunk hillbilly guy and he had like a barrel over him with like some harnesses on the top? That was like as close as they could get to the character being naked way back in the day. I hope it's like that, like you just have the pot on, there's like a little pair of straps like overalls holding it on. So you can just run around barefoot, no gloves, no helmet. Just have a Winnie the Pooh honey pot around your torso. There's really not been too much else like that they've shown in these past couple things here. It's, like I said, it's mostly Dark Souls 3 animations. Like, these enemy things are pretty new. But that's Lothric Knight animations. Lothric Knight swings. There's a Dark Souls 3 parry, a Dark Souls 3 riposte, exact same as a Lothric Knight. Even where they like reach their arm up, it's the "Egads, I've been had!" Same thing. So he jumps down. The shield reminds me of the little Iron Soldier's shield. It's not that, but that's what it's reminiscent of. I got a lot of Demon's Souls remake vibes in this, like, this little area right here. I like it. You would think the combat looks easy. It always does in the trailers. And hey Pig, welcome to the stream. Medium Hat Roger, let's go. There was an image of a smaller pot in one of the other previews. Yeah. Try tongue butthole, thank you. Dark Souls 2 Falconeer with Viagra. Alright. They got rid of the cum gates. Yeah, there's not cum gates anymore, now it's just like a really thick, like pea soup. Literal pea soup. And there's this really long fade to black. Oh look, it's the Dark Souls 3 dragon that was impaled on a tower, but more realized. Later on in the boss fight, he like has a dragon's arm on his head that he uses as a weapon. I'm guessing he rips the head off of this in his second or third phase. And From Software keeping the motif of everything royal and fancy having some kind of sickness or disease. So he throws off Gam Gam's carpet blanket, the quilt. Look at the detail they put into that falling off of him. This guy's just medieval babushka. This guy is like called a demigod in the by the narrator. So he's a pretty big deal. I feel like he's gonna be like a pontiff or Aldrich level boss, like not the final thing, but he's gonna be a pretty big deal. You see, he doesn't have a dragon head right here in this phase. And of course the boss moveset looks pretty unique. He just summons a fucking pumpkin head to fight. Alright. The ghost of Halloween past comes in to help him. And that's the Ring City sword weapon art, just really slowed down. And Big Man's just wilding out here. See, look right here. He's got a dragon's head. I'm gonna try and see if I can catch it in the background. Yeah, see, he's got this whole thing. He absolutely ripped the head off of, yep, right there. He straight up ripped that thing's head off and started manipulating it like it was a sock puppet. This reminds me of the Fog Knight and the Ruin Knights. This parry works like DS1, not like DS3. Start paying from the first frame of the animation. Through the golden showers. Yeah, there we go. Lemonade Gate. How dare he drop Grandma's ancestral blanket? His hand jobs must be god tier. I think he's got a hand for every orifice. Call him Mr. Hands. Let's see. The character stats were on the item screen. Yeah, we've already talked about that. I'll go back and look at some of this stuff if anyone mentions anything like that. Pulling on the tendons like a crab claw. There we go. Alright, so he's got the dragon head. He of course just whoops up on this guy because they can't have you killing a boss in the gameplay presentation. So he gets eaten. That reminds me a lot of the Midir death thing where he grabs you and breathes on you, but not quite. I'm not gonna try and harp on that, say that's too similar. That's plenty different enough. And so that's all this show, but yeah, fuck. If we go back, where is it? Where he raids the encampment. I'm gonna talk about this more for anyone that's just joined, because we got to like 50 people, that's pretty nuts. But if you look right here, there is a lot to take in just from this one screen. We've talked about this already. I'll fucking go through a Cliff Notes thing. First thing, the biggest thing for me, thin animal bones found by hunting beasts. Now that means there's hunting in this game and also gathering, because he like scrolls through and looks at some other stuff. But over here on the character stats, you can see what level. They're not calling them souls or blood echoes this time, they're called runes. And then we have all of the usual stats in arcane. And we're thinking that arcane is probably going to be your attunement. How many spells you can have. Your FP, HP, stamina, equip load. And here's his poise. This guy, like I said, he's got root and toot and 0 poise. This man is a wet tissue because he's a mage or a stealth. No, he's a stealth build. I should know he's a stealth, but he's got like the Naruto half-covered bandana. He's got 2 slots for his spells, and he's got some pretty high luck. Let's see, so he scrolls through, I think. Yeah. SEC fly opinion found by hunting birds, so there's gonna be a lot of hunting gathering. And we've actually seen some of the things that you can gather. When he was running through the catacombs, you could see a lot of the various plants that you, I guess, have to go through dungeons to find and pick up. And what he makes is some sleepy time arrows. He makes some trank darts. Trina's lily exceedingly rare to find, so... I think we saw that in the catacombs, as a matter of fact. I saw like a white plant. I also saw some like morning glories or something in there. Mind is definitely attunement. Yeah, you're probably right. We saw sheeps going around. Yeah, we've seen sheep. We've seen birds. I think there was like billy goats way early on. I can't think if I've seen any other wildlife yet, but there's wildlife in this. There's also a cycle of different time of days and different weathers. February can hurry up, that'd be cool. Invasions are gonna last forever. Yeah, they will. A guy could just run off to some other part of the world. Actually, no, I don't. I think they said you can only invade and you're stuck to like a certain biome, a certain area, and it can only be when the person has summons and is not their horse. There was a bunny? That's nice. Little Peter Cottontail. Thin animal bones flight, yep. And so Naruto here goes ahead and gets to work doing some CQC combat. Huh, you're pretty good. I don't think you're cut out for a long sword. You tend to twist your wrist to absorb some of the recoil. Like, I can't think of how to word that to a medieval thing. Huh, you're pretty good. Yeah, so here's the old wolf thing again. The stealth gameplay looks nice. They've shown off a pretty... Well, no, not really. Like, they've definitely shown off playing as a mage or a spell sword at the very least. They've shown off playing as a stealth build, but they really haven't shown, like, strength poise boy very much. The most we've seen is, like, a strength, like, paladin character, running through the tombs and whatnot. Look at this hitbox porn, I just noticed this. So watch, like, he swings. Watch this spear. I'm gonna put this in, like, slow-mo if I can. Watch this hitbox. Misses him. That's really nice. Then he does, like, the convergence dash forward teleports. Finishes off the soldier. Yeah, I really like, I like that hitbox. This being from software, that kind of a hitbox being in the trailer makes me happy. I hope they're that accurate through the entire game. Through the years, they have not done that good of a job. Hopefully that carries through into the full game and the PvP. God, that's nice. I'm gonna be thinking about that when I go to sleep tonight. Yeah. So then he just raids these poor pilgrims for all they're worth. This game's more Assassin's Creed than Valhalla. Now, if you want like a good, if you want a good game that's come out recently that's like Assassin's Creed, just go play Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is really like what Assassin's Creed Japan should have been. Yeah, just tons of DS3 animations, a lot of new stuff from Sekiro, stuff from Bloodborne, stuff from Dark Souls 2. There's a lot of DNA from the other games. I want to find out this guy's story. This old hermit. But when you get invaded, you fly off your horse and eat shit. You can't get invaded while you're on your horse. If you're using your horse, it means you're in the single player. When you start summoning, that's when you can be invaded. Only when you've been summoned. So if you do invade in this game, you're going to be fighting gank squads. So just get ready for that. If you're not good at anti-ganking in Dark Souls 3 or any of the other games, it's not going to probably be much better. Except maybe there might be like a stealth. Maybe like a stealth aspect. You could just like sit up in the boonies in like a ghillie suit and rush out and kill someone. I don't know. Awesome Solid Snake impression. Thank you. Love the hitbox porn. There's gonna be duels too. That's nice. Me watching the hitbox of a fucking nut. Good hitboxes in my Dark Souls? Not likely. Oh yeah, they brought back the double sword. Yeah, the twin blades. Ghost is the best AC game since Black Flag. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Were the twin blades in this? Yeah, right there. That's it. I feel like that thing with Leonardo DiCaprio when he like points at the TV. Like, there it is. They brought back twin blades. Awesome. Maybe they'll bring back power stancing. Probably not. Yeah, there's it looks like, do the twin... No, those are two different things. I thought maybe like the twin blades split into two different swords, but I don't think so. They just look kind of similar. I'm trying to get a better look. Because he holds it still for like a microsecond, so I gotta have like surgical timing. Let's see. Okay, so they've got some kind of engraving on them. No. They look really similar, but I don't think that those blades have a bit of a curve. They're like scimitars. So no, it's not the same. That would have been really sick. I feel like they would have shown the transformation. Like if there were trick weapons, I feel like they would have shown them off a lot more. With a stealth and enable me notification when you spawn in. That'd be funny. Yeah, this guy summons in Conan the Barbarian, luckily. Notice the guy is pointedly illusionary while he's literally dabbing. Has it been confirmed there's fall damage? Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Like I was talking about earlier, like these characters are pretty fast and loose with their jumping. That makes me wonder if there's gonna be fall damage or if it's just gonna be really minimal. Estes canceling the triple skeleton surprise backstab in the dab emote day one by some guy named Hieroglyphics. Yeah. The sheet on the side are empty in the second portion. I think it'll be like Sekiro. Oh yeah, and so here we've got Gyobu Masataka Oniwa from Sekiro again. I like the shield that this guy's got. It reminds me of the one you get in Demon Souls from the Knights. Like the blue-eyed Knights. What the fuck is his summon up to? I'm trying to pay attention to the summon a bit more. Like, this dude, what's he doing? He like gets down into like a linebacker position, like charges the mound. Oh, there's the buff animation from Dark Souls 3. Right there, check this out. Straight up applies a bundle to his weapon. Yo, look at this. Man tries to tackle the knight off his horse. I respect that. This guy is just Gyobu Masataka Oniwa, so I can, like, an Havel's love child. I'm always gonna say his name fully, because every time I say that I hear the MY NAME! Except this time his horse breathes fire. Same stagger animation. The improved dragon headstone. Is it just me or does it seem like every time they have a summon in one of these trailers, the summon is way more cracked than the host himself? And there's the Soulstream Death Star laser, but way improved. And we've already talked about all of this stuff already. I'm just kind of like going back over everything. These look like the graves in Firelink Shrine, matter of fact. The ones that are like stuck sideways. No, they look more like the ones from like the Cathedral of the Deep. They look a lot like those. The massive headstones that are there. I love the idea of finding random tombs, like in Valheim, just exploring the world and stumbling upon one. Find the tomb of King Ramses while you're out picking flowers for some stealth arrows. I think power stancing is back in. He's equipping 2 different spears. He did the cards rapier weapon art with the spear. Let's see a creep. How does everyone feel about DS3 animation sound effects in the gameplay trailer? I mean, I don't care. Like, if I went through this whole 20-minute thing with you, and you watched everything from DS3, there's a lot. Nearly everything is from another game. There are new things, like it's not all, but it's like a huge blend of everything that's come before. I mean, I've even seen things from Dark Souls too. I've seen stuff from Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro. If you look in here, you can see these skeletons have that same white effect that the ones in 3 have. And then this guy with the mannequin claws. There again is one of the ingredients. Right there. That's gonna be the stuff you have to pick for all of your crafting. Want more conjuration spells like Oblivion. Hope the enemies also fight with one another. And then you saw like there was a trap back there. I've already talked about all this again. Should I just go back at the beginning? We've got like 50 people now. I feel like I should. I'll just go through. I'm not going to stop and just point out everything I see. And just talk as fast as I can, I guess. We'll have one more recap. And then we'll be good. We'll call it good. I'm kind of just like going through bits and pieces, but I feel like I need to go back to the beginning. Because when I did my first talk, like I went through it the first time, there were only like 20 people. I'm lighting bonfire animation. This is called the Land in Between. The bonfires are called Side of Grace, which sounds like a church you would find in the Bible Belt. Side of Grace Baptist Church. Way up there you can see the, one of the fucking trees of Valinor. There's a couple of them that you see in the trailer. There's some wildlife. You also see there are some ley lines that guide you where to go if you want to follow them from the Point of Grace. They're called like manifestations or something, I don't know. But you don't have to follow them, but the ley lines will point you to where the game thinks you should go. That's, there's the wagon that we've seen in every single trailer so far. So when you're like this, you won't be able to be invaded. This is single player. Then we come up here to Farron Swamp, and there's some shit-ass dead dudes gathered around a fire, and in comes Baby Medea from way downtown. It also looks like a Skyrim dragon, but it looks a lot like Medea. I'm guessing this is where its eggs are. And so, fucking our guy decides to fight Medea. Cast some shit-ass magic at it. Here's Medea's breathing animation. There's a new spell. 4 tracking soul spears. The recovery roll that this guy does when he gets knocked down is the same from DS. Watch this though, hold on. Wait when the dragon turns its head, look closely. Its bottom jaw faces through the top of its mouth. Watch this. Look, it's got no lower jaw. There it is. It bit so hard it gave itself an underbite. I saw that when I first watched it. I thought I was just like, maybe I was imagining things, but no. So you see two things. You see this thing clipping, and then you see the Dark Souls 3 recovery roll off of this dude. Go back to normal. Oh, there's another one. I might as well have just left it on fucking 25 speed. And put on 50. So we get Dark Souls 3 recovery roll from that, and then look, he holds up L1 and the same knockback animation from when you have a big shield in DS3's back. Here's another Medea animation. I think the fire is exactly the same, the breathing is nearly exactly the same. This guy comes in, does probably 10 damage, you know, big hits here. Really dealing it to Medea. And yeah. But he does this really cool charged heavy. And it's the same riposte animation that Medea has. He falls over, he rolls out of the way even though he probably didn't have to. Look, he stabs him in the face. Same thing. Psh. I'm not saying if this is a bad thing, I don't mind this. But I'm just pointing it out. I'm not harping on the game for reusing good assets. It's fine. I actually like seeing things from the old one. Now here is the star darling of the trailer, right here. This is the prodigal son of Elden Ring. He's got one of the trees of Valinor on his pot. I thought it was a guy inside the pot. I did not think that this was a dude. But say hello to Siegmeyer. Potman. Pothead. I don't know if it's the same voice actor as Siegmeyer, I don't have the audio on. But this guy sounds a lot like Siegward, you know, the "Oh, do you think you can help me, traveler? Seems I'm in quite the pickle." It's the same thing. Luck's stats gone. Luck's gone, but there is, discovery. Mount skins would be cool. I love pot. I think it's the same VA. So yeah, this has got Siegmeyer's VA, apparently. So your character switches off from the generic Dark Souls 3 longsword to the Great Club. Just straight up the Great Club. And he does the Great Club Heavy R2. And you knock Siegmeyer free. Now this Siegmeyer's name is Alexander. He does like the anime arms cross pose. So you know he's cool. And of course he's like gonna be everybody's best friend. You know, say hello to New Solaire. Oh, my armor. Yeah. What are you doing, step-tarnished? I'm stuck. And so you see the trees of Eleanor again. And like I said, I love the clothing in this game. The armor sets look better than ever before. They're so detailed and vibrant. I really like them. And then we see another big feature is the map. For Miyazaki to add a map to his game must mean that it is immense. It's gotta be just a gigantic game world. Because Miyazaki's all about you exploring and finding things on your own and getting sucker punched by an enemy. So the fact it has a map to navigate is a pretty big deal. Pot word. Kool-Aid guy. Fucking Chad. Can't wait to see how he dies in a tragic questline. Yeah, he falls backward like 5 feet and shatters because he's made out of ceramics. Even though he survived getting hit by a player. And so you can see more gatherables on the ground as we pass through here. You can see some like red plants. You see like a dead body that the player just straight up ignores. No wait, that's not a dead body. That is a plant. That's like a hey, come over here and pick me up, stupid plant. He just ignores it. Jump up to see the fucking tree. He has like this cute little like billy goat double jump. Saw some more goats. What was that? There's like these little balls rolling on the ground. These like armadillos? Or look right here. I saw another one a second ago. But like these little armadillo type things rolling around on the ground. There's one or two. They're all over the place. Whatever they are. Maybe they're roly-polies. Really big roly-polies. Some more billy goat gruffs. I don't know what the point of the lightning is. I guess maybe he just wanted to show us that he was Joe Cool and could ride through lightning without... He could literally ride the lightning without getting struck. If you look up here, you see a fucking Sasquatch and Aqua. You see a Yeti. Looks like one of the lost children from Bloodborne. I think that might be one of those big dudes that's been pulling the carriage, but just on the, like... Just running amok, on the loose, on the lam. That's what that looks like. He's got some kind of big-ass sword on his back. More billy goats. I see some more plants. And up here's some of the wildlife, like eagles or something. Yeah, just straight up. Those bald eagles. Hold on. Yeah. Those are bald eagles. Great. Awesome. Your horse dissipates when you're not using him. And like I said, here we have like a Shadow of Mordor type orc camp just with a bunch of shit-ass dead- Oh my god. A bunch of shit-ass dead dudes, but look. Dogs. Oh. No. The undead guys are gonna have dogs in this one too. It never ends. Oh, the true final boss. The second most deadly thing in the entire series behind gravity is making a return. Oh, God. Let's see. Tumbleweeds, armadillo souls, lightning plants, Murica confirmed, dogs. I'm glad to see all of you are just as jazzed about seeing the fucking dogs as I am. Oh god, alright, let's keep on going. Keep heading, let's just keep on trucking. And so our bold protagonist looks through here. He sees one of the wagons that the guys have been like carting around the land. Apparently it's got treasure, it's just too good to pass up for fucking Pancho Villa here. Yet again, there's gonna be hunting, crafting, you're gonna hunt like birds, animals, pick up plants. I don't know if there's gonna be, I doubt there's gonna be a food system, I doubt that. I don't think they're gonna go that hard into the RPG stuff, but here's all of the stuff. We've got runes, that's your souls, your level, and here's all the stats this time around. There's your poise. This guy's actually made of paper mache because he's wearing pajama pants. 0, he's got high luck. Some many spells he has, I assume. So yeah. There's the character stat screen. You can see as he looks at the recipe that you're gonna have to go out and find this crap. So he makes some trank arrows and heads down to dominate some Uruks. And there I said again, like Solid Snake.
Huh, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Let me teach you the basics of CQC combat. Paramedic, how's it taste?
Let's see more plants. Apparently hitting things from above is gonna stagger the crap out of them in this game, according to the announcer guy, the narrator. So a Dark Souls 3 riposte animation. Some new attacks. He's dead as fuck. This guy uses like the old wolf curved greatsword weapon art. And then we talked again about the hitbox porn. I can't get over that, it's so good.
Major Tom.
Yes? What is a snake?
I've found reports from the Russians. Says something about an Operation Ligma.
Operation... Snake? What the devil is Operation Ligma?
Ligma balls.
Snake, you are officially off the mission.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, watch this hitbox porn. Look at it, like, not this. Right here. Oh! That's so nice. And then he does like a convergence warp straight forward. And kills the guy. So that's pretty gamer. And then you got the Bloodborne pickup item effect. Now, it's pretty convenient that they got rid of the dogs for this clip. Just because they didn't want us to see how much of a pain in the ass they were going to be, I assume. And the hero here summons Boblin the Goblin to come help him. And so all the goblins from Goblin Slayer come out. And the Green Gobbler is just too much for that night. You see, Twin Blades are back. For the first time since DS2. And there's a bunch of cool karate moves. Another bonfire. And like I said, the guy summons Conan the Barbarian to come help him.
Ligma grind set. Way, can you do Miller?
Maybe, I haven't heard his voice in too long, though I can't remember it. I bet there's gonna be a notorious hard location that new players discover on accident. Like Quarry Junction from New Vegas. Yeah, when you try and go straight to New Vegas and die in Deathclaw Alley. He's literally a shinobi. Yeah, so Spellsword Magoo and Conan the Barbarian go walking through the forest of these blanket demons from Old Yharnam. They're just like, they've got oodles of noodles. They've just got like straight up wet top ramen hanging off of their face. Someone, I think it was Max, was talking about wanting to just like live a simple life as a tarnished in the woods. I don't think it would be a very long life. Just looking at what's creeping around the haunted woods. So probably no fall damage, probably not much, unless you like jump from, like, I don't know, Mount Kilimanjaro, that might kill you. Alright. And like, we've already seen this, Gyobu Mazutaka Oniwa comes out in his Havel armor. He's like, I think this is like a mini-boss. They like to do their trailers with the HUD off to make it look more cinematic. And again, the spell casting looks the best it ever has. It looks just about as good as the Demon Souls remake. It's really nice. Then he cast the Aldrich Spear thing. Does not stagger the boss at all. There's the red lightning we saw the dragon use. There's a new and improved dragon headstone that the summon is using. If we go back a little bit, you can see the summon do like a linebacker charge at the boss. It's the most bold thing I think I've ever seen. I love it. It's like blink and you miss it type shit though. I keep looking down at chat and I keep missing things. That's how much there is in this trailer. You see he does like a bundle buff on his axe. Here it is. Look at this. This man, this Chad, Manfred Man over here decides to linebacker charge a armored bone, like bone knight. I love it. I recognize that. I don't know what that's from. That must be from Sekiro, that jumping animation. Alright, it looks like he transformed his little like axe into a really big Kraton axe. David kept you waiting, huh? Hater wants to know your location. Yeah. Really hope this Zweihander returns. Hopefully. And here's the Soul Stream, the new and improved one. And this looks like the graves out of the Cathedral of the Deep. I'm kind of like looking in the background now. There's just so much I recognize from the other games. I'm trying to focus on the stuff I've already talked about for people that have just joined in. But there's a lot in the background I haven't really looked at yet that I know. So I'm like, oh, that looks like the something from something. And these are the doors from Cathedral of the Deep. The ones on the Cleansing Chapel, I think is the name of the bonfire. This is by far my favorite area so far. I love the catacombs. Basically, the Dark Souls 3 bonfire lit, the Dark Souls 3 torch run, and then a good old Dark Souls 3 skeleton transformation, complete with buckler tap on the skull. The Dark Souls 3 walk cycle. This is the closest thing we've seen to a strength build with this paladin, but he doesn't really fight. He doesn't really do anything. And so we see Strayed from Dark Souls 2 following a mankin warrior. As they pass through this room, you can see a trap. You can see some ingredients. And here's an illusionary wall. The mankin guy does a fucking dab. Most formal dab I've ever seen. More ingredients. Looks like a death bell. And then a Dark Souls 3 mimic chest. Look at this. Straight up a Dark Souls 3 chest, complete with the coiled chain so you know it's safe. Same opening animation, same pickup animation, and then the jump for joy from DS. Again, I'm not harping on it, I'm just pointing it out. There's so much to point out that's going on right here in the foreground. I keep wanting to look off in the distance and notice things. But every time I do, I miss something I want to talk about right here. And we've already talked about this. And like I said, when we first looked at this... when we first looked at this, there were only like maybe 30 people, maybe 20, 30 people. I hate to break it to you. I hate to be the one that breaks the news. The Firekeeper this time does not have bare feet. I'm sorry. Don't kill the messenger. I know I'm just as upset as all of you. Miyazaki has not made the Firekeeper a barefooted female. I can't believe it either. It's shocking. I'm appalled, betrayed. I'm a little hurt. But I know mods will come out for this to give her bare feet, so you know, stay strong, soldiers. But there are barefooted women in this game. Miyazaki has not lost his signature touch. So far we've seen the Moonlight Greatsword, barefooted woman, a swamp level. All we're missing is patches and dead babies, and we'll have the full thing. The whole gank dabs on you when you die. Yeah, and here's Shanalot from Dark Souls 2, complete with fucked up left side of her face. I'm kind of just trying to like go over everything I've already talked about, so I apologize if any of you have been here since the beginning. I may notice something else, but I'm pretty much just rerunning everything. Oh, she does have fucked up hands, doesn't she? I don't know who noticed that, but yeah, her hands are all like scarred up. Yeah. Point down will always be the strongest tool. Yeah. I don't know if they've shown the point down yet. I don't think we've seen that. And so we've got a castle straight out of the Demon Souls remake. Looks fucking incredible. A bonfire at the gates, you know that's a good sign. Throwing poo after killing is pure evil. And here we have trusty old man Cobblepot, old man Esteban, trying to give our characters some friendly advice. Now, if that's not a face anyone would trust, I still know what to do for you. You must be a really paranoid person not to trust Igor here with your life. He's got some kind of book around his neck. He's apparently the gatekeeper of some kind. I think we see more of him later, like lesser versions of him, like the exact same model but with less clothes. So kind of like Grey Rat, where the NPC's a little more fleshed out, but his like brethren are nearly naked. Her final phase, she takes her boots off. She removes the shoes. Her foot stank is like an AoE that your player has to fight around. Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin just go completely nuts with the foot stuff. He finally stops hiding. It's no longer his signature touch. It's what Elden Ring is known for. That edgy dark fantasy game with feet at the end. So your guy gets shot with some trebuchets immediately. Runs away and realized old man Esteban was trying to help him. I see some Estus chugs, so that means Dark Souls 3 Estus cancelling will probably be back in for PvP, so look forward to that. And here we are running along the edges of Latria. Here's the skeleton surprise. Took Slave Knight Gale right to the bone zone. His brother comes out here to avenge him, only to get stabbed with a Lucerne. They seem to have some kind of weapon that, like, will throw you backward. Probably trying to ledge. Also, look at that. When, so this is something I have to kind of break down. So, the weapons in this game are going to have interchangeable weapon arts and different movesets you can apply to different weapons. So, this Claymore, for instance, it's a really plain Claymore. But if you notice, he does this thing where he puts his hand on it and does like a Lady Maria, like, blood draw with it. See? And I don't think it's native to this weapon. I can't imagine them putting something that basic on this. But apparently the weapon arts and stuff are going to be interchangeable with some things. So I don't know if that's off of something else. I just can't imagine a plain claymore doing that. Yeah, it's like a Lady Maria move. I just noticed it. And here's Father Esteban's brethren. Here's Dark Souls 3 edge walk across some rafters. Oh, look at that. The old dude fell all the way down. Lighting's gonna be a big deal in this one. This guy gets prison shivved, Breaking Bad style. Like a katana. And we see Armored Sekiro look down at the big wad of nope. We see some guy that's just been handed his divorce papers. And there's really not too much else to say from this point on. There's a little bit. But for the most part, it's... Oh, look at that. That's actually, like, got the same, Look at this. It's got the same pose as the Dead Hollows in DS3. Look. See if he gets over it. Yeah. See? Dead with both of the legs kind of curled up, one hand over the heart. Or over where, like, the dark sigil would be. Why would they remodel that? It's just... It's a Dark Souls corpse. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, I'm just gonna accept. I'm sure there's a lore reason. Vaddy could probably school me on why that's necessary. Looks like there's a body laying on that roof back there. Yeah, there's just dead bodies all over the place, I guess. You know, some shit has gone awry when people, like, old people start crawling on the roofs and dying spontaneously. You might need to take a look at how you're ruling your kingdom. He skips another dead body. And here we see, what do we call him? Like Fabio. Medium hat Fabio or something. I really like that hat. I'm gonna use it. If, either that or another big hat we saw in another teaser. And again, we've got the Dark Souls 3 corpse pose. It's like the Family Guy death pose. But for this game. They definitely took some pointers from Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if any of you want to download the thumbnail for this, you can go to my Twitter page and download it. Just look up Twitter, then my name. See some camera issues right here. The pillar's invisible. I'm sure that's to help in combat. Roger, medium hat Roger. And then we have a upgraded Lothric Knight. Look at this, Lothric Knight R1s. Same riposte animation all the way down to the falling down. He even lifts up his shield to say, wait a minute. Wait, when he looks up. Look at that. Look under the hood. If any of you can get your face closer. Oh, actually, look at that. Never mind, there's a cod piece on this guy. Look at that. Never mind the Lothric Knight helmet under the hood. Look at this. This guy's got Schmeat. Hold on, I've got to see that. I gotta see that bad boy in action. Yeah, look at that. Straight up gave the knights cod pieces this time around. Is there like a bulge in the armor though? I have to know. Yeah, there is. There's like shading. Hold on. Oh, damn you. It's so fast. I should turn the speed down. There's like a bulge underneath the armor, underneath the cod piece. That's awesome. Lothric Knights with cod pieces. I love it. It's the best thing out of the trailer besides the pot guy. Big dick energy. Schmeat armor. I really hope our characters can have that. Uwu notices your bulge. They legitimately copy-pasted the Lothric Knights moveset. some Roro Juan. Medium hat. Love the textures, they really pop. Yeah. 10 out of 10, big schlong confirmed. That's my fashion, cod piece only. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. I'm hyped now, like I wasn't really excited before. And this time they didn't go with the white cum walls, they decided to give your character the golden showers. That's what I'm gonna be calling it from here on. And apparently Mr. Hands here impaled a dragon on a statue. Which, if you remember, that happens in Dark Souls 3 at the very beginning, High Wall of Lothric. There's a dragon impaled on a tower. And then them keeping up the motif. We actually, hold on. If you look in the other trailers, you can see this same kind of rot on the Valkyrie lady, the one with the prosthetic feet and hands. You can see this same kind of rot on her arm. Good old Miyazaki. Nothing can ever be nice. Everything royal is always in some state of decay. And so he notices our character. Probably sees the cod piece armor, throws off Gam Gam's quilts. Look at it fall off of him. How smooth. This honestly looks more like a Bloodborne boss. Nothing really too much to say about him. Just typical From Software corruption. Now, pay attention later on, like, he does a buff with this sword, but this dragon, watch its head later. It disappears and appears on his arm. I guess for his second or third phase. Or you know what, they might just go crazy and make it like a 5-phase boss, I don't know. Who knows? He looks so nuts. Oh, the Pumpkinator's been summoned. What was the Pumpkinator next to Big Schmeat 420, Summon Extraordinaire? So there was the Ring Knight sword weapon art, but blue and bigger this time around. And Quilt Man here is going nuts. I think this is right after he rips the dragon's head off. Go back to 25 times speed. Yeah, see, he rips the dragon's head off and starts using it, pulling on the tendons like a crab claw. Of course, he has to have a Quake Stomp. Our guy doesn't have the reaction time to move it. Dark Moon Blade. Karthus? Oh, that's right. That's it's like the Karthus Rouge, isn't it? Karthus Rouge. I almost forgot that existed. I haven't seen anyone use this since 2017, back when it got nerfed. Other than this, is just the boss fight. There's really nothing special. We've already talked about like all the reused animations for like recovery rolls, getting staggered, getting knocked down. It's all the same. All the same as DS. And because it's a trailer, they have the boss absolutely goober him. So he gets Medeired. And I assume dies right there. Yeah. That's the Elden Ring trailer. All done and dusted. Excalibur. And yeah, that's been my Elden Ring trailer breakdown, I suppose. This music's really nice, but I'm a unit. It's driving me nuts. At least the greatsword running attack is an upgrade. Yeah. Before I end this, what do all of you think? Did you guys notice anything that I didn't talk about? Like anything in the background or anything? I'll go and look at it really quick. Or just tell me what you think. Like, I've been talking to myself, just sort of like, you know, listening to the sound of my own voice bounce off the walls in my room. I apologize if I like talked too quickly, if I stumbled over my words. Someone told me that I didn't say breathing animation, but I said breeding animation. Now, they just might have been hearing what they wanted to hear. I don't know, we might have another furry besides Luca in the chat. We have 50 people. That's like a record. I don't think I've hit 50, 60 people in like years. So, I've just been trying to break this down and go through it quickly. I don't want to waste anyone's time. So, I apologize if I wasn't very well spoken. My diction wasn't great. Let's see. Very nice breakdown. Thank you. Go back to right before the big boy pulled off the Durgan head. The birch forest looks gorgeous. Yeah. Everything does. I'm looking forward to seeing how all this looks in the final product. Right before he pulls off the Durgan head. Alright. See what Max sees. Pretty good trailer. I'm definitely hyped for the pot guy. Yeah. I'm so starved for the Souls content. I didn't even notice most of the Ryu stuff. Yeah, like I didn't point out everything on that second breakdown like I did the first, but there's a lot. There's even stuff from Dark Souls 2. I'll talk about that in a second. Slow-mo the player's dodge. Let's see. Well, he just doesn't dodge that, he just eats it. He did say right before though, didn't he? Like, what are you talking about? The player just doesn't dodge. He just attacks and gets walloped. He has no idea what punishing is. He just gets punished. He knows nothing about punishing, he knows everything about punishment. So is that same jumping R2 or jumping R1 that we've seen? Here's a Quake Stone that he doesn't dodge, he just eats with his shield for some reason. He's already got the fire shields, that's not what Max is talking about. Let's try right here. I think I might be a furry. I think you might be onto something. I love listening to you. I'm glad you do. I absolutely despise my own voice. But people on the internet seem to like it, so keep doing stuff. Oh yeah, look at that. That was a backstep, that's what that was. Like, you know in Dark Souls 3, when you just hit circle instead of like pointing where to roll, that's what that was. It looks like they've changed the animation though, or he got hit. Nah, he definitely just backstepped. That's a backstep followed up by eating another attack, because backstepping is almost never a good idea. Blocked with his longsword like a DS. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, no, he's definitely backstep. That's something I didn't notice. Good eye, Max. I wonder what the parameters for rolling versus quick stepping are. I didn't notice that. That's good. That is a thing I did not catch. Yeah, maybe like it's a light circle tap to quick step, but then like a double tap to roll. It's like a really quick thing. That could make PvP interesting. Having to make sure that you're disciplined enough not to roll and get roll caught or to quick step. Nice. Alright, so yeah. Quick steps confirmed. Dagger dodge? That's true. That is a dagger dodge. I don't use daggers. But he doesn't have a dagger out. He's got a longsword. You can look by the sheath. He's using a longsword and all of his attacks and his block animations. See? He backsteps and then eats that with an L1. And it's the longsword block. Yeah, that's the quick... Yeah, it's a quick step dodge from DS3. I didn't see that either way though. I was too focused on trying to look at the boss or anything behind him. Yeah, well, you know. Maybe that's like a specialized sword. Maybe that's what long swords have in this game. Great swords are the ones that get a roll. Certain sizes use quick step no matter what. You never see a roll, so is it in the game? Oh, there's absolutely rolling. I don't think they... You can see him roll out of that with a recovery. For some reason, whoever was playing for this preview just decided not to roll. He preferred eating attacks full on. But there is rolling. We've seen it in some of the previous trailers. This guy was just like paid like, yeah, just let the boss go crazy and just kind of run around and just... You'll have infinite health until later on when we need to kill you for the cinematic. Yeah, there, see? There's a roll. He gets roll caught by the boss because he's terrible, but... There it is. The rolls are the same speed as Dark Souls 3. In the very first trailer we got to see that. He was fighting, I think, the same guy. There's another Dark Souls 3 roll, he gets roll caught again. Does he get roll caught a third time like most people I fight in PvP? No. But he does get grabbed by Medeer. I mean, dragon. Weapon skills can be freely assigned. True. I didn't think about that it can go so far as like the movement system. So you could put a... fucking... Put the quick step on like a Pito Lido hammer. Just the biggest weapon you can find and just dash around with it like a thief in the night. I saw it the first time, thought it was cool. Yeah, that's cool. I'm really interested to see how that works. Because that could mean for just endless PvP builds, getting to assign certain weapon arts and different weapon attributes to anything. That could be awesome. That's gonna make for some really busted meta builds, I feel, in the future, but that's cool. Let's see, anyone else see anything? Yeah. I'm glad that most of you seem to be hyped for it. I am. And like I said, if anyone's watching this really late and they've noticed me pointing out all the Dark Souls 3 stuff, I don't hate it. I'm not like harping on the game. I don't think this is stinky doo-doo poopum. I'm sure my older brother Moist Critical will pop on and be like, "Hi, what's up everybody, it's Critical. This game is stinky dildo shits, fart McNasty, I don't like it." Alright, that's it, see ya. Then that'll be his take on it, but I like this. This looks really nice. I really like it. It looks good. I've thought Elden Ring looked good from the beginning. I thought it looked like Dark Souls 4, which is what I wanted. And it is. It's open world Breath of the Wild. It's gonna be awesome to play with my friends. I can't wait to explore and dungeon crawl and get our ass beaten together. It's gonna be really fun. I'm also looking forward to modding this game. I've gotten into modding recently and it's fun, so playing around the guts of this game and figuring everything out, putting anime chicks on everything is gonna be awesome. And hey Cameo, you've come into this really late. I've done like 2 complete breakdowns of the trailer already. But there's a lot of good stuff. There's... Oh, by the way, really quick. One more thing I want to look at. Whenever I said there's DNA from everything, there is. Like, I've seen things from Dark Souls 1, even Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne, and Sekiro. One thing I saw from Dark Souls 2 that made me smile was the emote that Binhart gives you. So in a really small way, Binhart is in this game. Binhart's DNA is in Elden Ring. Whether From Software ever acknowledges existence or not. Conan the Barbarian does his emote. It's called like Hurrah. Here. Look at this. Oh, and by the way, this chick's got bare feet. So, you know, think about that tonight. So yeah, little Binhart. There's also Twin Blades and a few other Dark Souls 2 type things. There's a lot of Dark Souls 1, obviously. There's a lot of Bloodborne things. And there is a ton of Dark Souls 3. A ton. So much Dark Souls 3. But, yeah. I'm excited, love neat new shit. Movement looks great. I can't wait to watch Midge jump off a cliff. Critical's content went downhill, I think, personally. I mean, he's doing really great as far as views and things go, so big moves on him. I think a lot of people that remember his content when he first started probably don't like his new stuff, because he's really just it's just his life on his channel, which I dream of being able to do that. I'm never going to. But he's living the dream. You know, I'm as much as I get, like, it's nothing that he's ever done to me. It's just his fans are kind of toxic. They come in here and shit talk me quite a bit. You know, he's living the dream, living Inagata de Vida. You know, just streaming, making videos all the time, doing stuff with his pals, making whatever the fuck he wants. It's awesome. I think that's what every YouTuber wishes they could do. So, yeah. Anime chick skin for the carriages, feet. Maybe Potman will give us some feet. I love this old content. But anyway, enough about my older brother. Cameo, if you want to go watch this, you can just look up Elden Ring gameplay overview and you'll see it yourself. And if you want to watch this, I'll be putting this up in video form tomorrow on the channel. I'll be cutting off the in bits with like OBS and prepping the stream, and it'll just be the breakdown. So if you want like the full breakdown, you can just wait till tomorrow, or you can just rewind the stream VOD when it gets processed in a couple hours. Either way, this will be up. Good song, yeah. Yeah, the game looks great. I recommend all of you watch this with the actual VaniVidia narrator talking, and not my depressed Eeyore sounding ass, breaking everything down, nitpicking everything. It's a really good trailer. It looks like it's gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. The like overview I did of this in its entirety will be up tomorrow. So yeah, we had a good turnout. I hope everyone subscribes, watches all of my trash content. I put out a lot of dumb stuff. And for any of you that are already subscribed, I put out a Bloodborne Weapons in VR video today. And I think the day before that was like a generic PvP video. If you're new, go look up Bin Heartwave. That's like my favorite thing I've made recently. But what sort of Bloodborne stuff you noticed? You're gonna have to watch the stream VOD. I can't keep going back and talking about this stuff. Bloodborne, I've seen... Hold on. I've seen the chest opening animation from Bloodborne. I've seen the pickups. Fucking mouse is trying to die on me. Where's where he raids the, somewhere in this he raids the camp. You can see it. Of course, dogs have been confirmed right here. That looks like a live, regular dog, not undead this time. Which is all the more terrifying. I'm gonna try and go through the fucking Metal Gear Solid portion of this gameplay reveal. Yeah, this. That's from when you're in like the Chalice dungeons in Bloodborne, you open up a tomb. Same thing. The pickup's the same as well. So, there's other stuff I've noticed, but I've already went through this twice over the course of like an hour and a half. Or two. How many vids has Vanity made? Probably a lot. You aren't trash, if you say so. I relate more to your perspective than the official perspective. I look at this from the view of a fan that's been playing the game since Dark Souls 1. I like to point out all the stuff I've seen, but it's not anything bad. I actually enjoy it. I really, like, when I walk through this and I see things from the other games being blended, I like it. I like what I'm seeing. They've taken the best of everything and made it into something brand new. I think this is gonna be awesome. It'll be fun with friends. There's the twin blades right there. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. You wanna watch the stream VOD? It'll be up in a few hours. You wanna wait until and see this in video form? That'll be up tomorrow. Either way, that's it for this one. I hope all of you have enjoyed it. And yeah, see ya.